Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Cutler here, the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. And it is my pleasure, it is my delight to share these next 1800 seconds with you. It is the 28th of November. I hope that you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Hope that the holidays have been wonderful and that the season really is bright. Excuse me. So I wanted to make sure that everyone is here because I have something special that I want to do during this segment. So you all just make sure that you're here, make sure that you hang in there with me. And just in case somebody's stopping by for the first time and you're wondering, what is this guy up here for? What is he talking about? What's going to go on? What am I going to hear? This platform is really about inspiration. It is about motivation. It is about challenging us to make sure that we show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations. It is about making sure that we strive to show up better today than we did yesterday, and that we are deliberate and intentional about trying to show up better tomorrow than we did today. And it doesn't mean that today was a failure. It doesn't mean that today was a flop. It simply means that we're doing our best to be our best selves, again, even in the worst of situations, because they do come. Life has a way of lifing. that is a phrase that I've been hearing, a clause that I've been hearing recently, that life has a way, life just be lifing. So we have to make sure that we have a certain kind of resolve to bounce back and to do life when life is doing what it wants to do, and make sure that we're doing life and life is not doing us. So do me a favor. I'm going to dedicate this evening's conversation to someone special, and I'll tell you about that individual in just a moment. But I want you to go and tell people we're gonna talk about remembering great people during the holidays. Great people like Miss Evelyn. Now, some of you all are saying, "Who is Miss Evelyn? Do I have a Miss Evelyn in my life? What is going on here?" So you will learn more about Miss Evelyn in just a moment. You will learn more about Miss Evelyn as the conversation evolves, and I dare say that some of us have had some Miss Evelyns in our lives, and if you haven't, then you don't know what you've been missing. So go and get someone to tell them, come on, let's talk to Cutler, because we're going to talk about remembering great people during the holidays. For example, I have an uncle who would have I have an uncle who would have been 100 today. And it's just so befitting that I'm going to take the time to talk about remembering great people during the holidays. I want you all to think this is going to be somewhat of a nostalgic and melancholy kind of walk through our lives and walk through the stories of our lives. And we will remember in a beautiful and wonderful way the people who have formed us, who have shaped us, and really have made us into the people that we are. And I want us to pay homage and respect and honor to them, because a lot of times during the holidays, the holidays can really hit you in such a way until you are just so filled with grief until it's difficult to bounce back. Because when you think about special moments, you think about special people, and oh, how you wish that those special people. You wish how those special people were today. Uncle John is the one person I was talking about, and absolutely would have been 100 today. And it's interesting that he would have been 100 today because so for the past year, this past year, we've had a friend and viewer who in her 100th year watched this broadcast and participated. And I'll just give you all a heads up. She is no longer with us in the earth, but she's certainly with us through her daughter, who is one of our friends who's on the broadcast this evening. I'll mention her name in just a moment. But tell someone, go on, tell them, come on and let's talk to Cutler, because this evening he's going to talk about how do we remember great people during the holidays? What is it that we do to honor them? What is it that we do to treasure them? What is it that we do to keep their legacy going? Uh, it is our souls and our hearts and our spirits that allow them to continue to live in the earth. So we want to do that. But I want to particularly pay a special tribute to Miss Evelyn this evening. So go and tell people. I know I keep saying that, but go and tell people. Come on, let's talk to Cutler and tell these people, if this is your first time and you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Come on, what are you waiting for? It's almost the end of the year. It is November the 28th, 2023. Go on and subscribe. Come on, I want you to subscribe. And after you subscribe, click the notification bell. It's either down there somewhere, up there somewhere, over there, or over there. Find the notification bell. I don't know where it is on your phone, your laptop, your iPad. I don't know where it is, but you find the notification bell. Click it because it lets you know whenever I've gone live and whenever I've uploaded new content. All right? Make sure you do that. Let me jump over to the chat for just a moment, and so I can chit chat and just call out the LTTC VIPs, those people who beat me over into the chat as the evening was getting started. I want to do a shout out to them, Paula D, Marissa, and Linda Martin. A good evening to all of you all. And again, I'm hopeful that everyone has had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And over the course of Thanksgiving, the holidays can be so heavy. The holidays can be so heavy because a lot of times while many of us are giving thanks and counting our blessings and all of that, there are a significant number of people who are remembering loved ones who are no longer with them. And not only are some people remembering people who are no longer with them, but there are people who have lost loved ones over the holidays. And I was having a conversation with one of our friends, Paula D, whose mom turned 100 last year. And in her 100th year, you all, in her 100th year, as she was watching this broadcast, she would tell her daughter, Cutler is on TV. Now, you all, let me just say this. This is YouTube, but by the time you blast this or you cast it to a TV and you watch it, a 100-year-old person is going to think, "Oh, I'm watching TV." So in the heart and mind and eyes of Miss Evelyn, I have been a TV star for a whole year. And don't y'all take it away from me, because Miss Evelyn made me a TV star. So every Tuesday and Thursday, she would say to her daughter Paula D that Cutler is on TV at 8:00. People like that. Who live to be 100, and they give you a piece of their time. You honor them. You take the time to honor them. I recently realized that Miss Evelyn passed 100 years old. She recently passed a few days ago, and her daughter Paula D. So you all please extend your condolences to our friend Paula D. She's in the chat with us this evening in the passing of her mother, who was a beautiful 100-year-old woman and a faithful supporter of this broadcast, and took great pride in watching me on TV. So in Miss Evelyn's eyes, I am a TV star, and so don't you all take that away from me, all right? But she, in her 100th year, I thought about what it means to have someone of those years give you a part of their time. You see where I'm going with this? When people give you a part of their time, and when they give you a part of their limited time, you count that as something special. You count that as an honor. You count it as a blessing, and you give thanks. And you honor them. It is one thing when we meet people and we encounter them and we decide that, I have several years left, and we'll hang out and we'll do this. But when an older person, an elderly person, a 100-year-old person, when I tell you I count that as a blessing, I count it as an honor, for her to have given me part of her time and part of her limited time, it makes me thankful. It humbles me. It makes me grateful. And Paula, my friend, I want you to know that we are thinking of you. We are praying for you. We're sending positive thoughts and love your way. So I wanted to take this moment to say thank you for sharing your mother with us. Now, many people who are tuning in did not did not really realize that you were sharing your mom with us for all of these broadcasts, or either she was sharing you with us. I'm not quite sure which way it went, but thank you. Thank you for that. And so this evening, I'm holding something in my hand. I wrote a poem for Miss Evelyn for her on the occasion of her 100th birthday. And I'm going to hold on to this card. I hold on to this card forever because it is a card, a handwritten card from a 100-year-old woman. You all, it is. I'll hold on to this thank you card that she sent me for writing a poem for her. I'm going to share it this evening, but I want you all to talk to me. Unless there's a proverb that says they never die as long as we call their names. And I'm going to call her name and I will honor her. But I want you all to talk to me about people who made the holidays special for you, particularly during the holidays. So let's just go on and talk about it. Think about people who made your Thanksgivings special, people who cooked special foods, people who made whose homes were open and the homes were warm and they just embraced you and they caressed your soul and they made you feel welcome and they made you feel like you mattered. I want us to think about people like that. I want us to think about people over the holidays who made us laugh during the holidays, who made us smile during the holidays, people who made us feel like we were special during the holidays, people who made us feel like we mattered. And not only just during the Thanksgiving and during the Christmas, but even as we moved over into another year, they allowed us to have some sort of hope, and they encouraged us and they motivated us and they supported us. I want us to give thanks for those people, whether they are here or no longer here. I want us to think about them, and I want us to give thanks for them. I want us to give thanks for them, because the same way that I trust that what they were for us, it is my challenge, y'all. You know, I say this from time to time. I know that this broadcast, these 1800 seconds about, particularly today, it is about giving thanks for people who were that in our lives. But in addition to being inspired and motivated, I want us to be challenged to be that for somebody else. Talk about paying it forward. It is one thing to be the recipient. It is one thing to be the recipient of a gift, but it is something entirely different to be the facilitator of a gift. Let's not just strive to be recipients with our hand held out, but let us follow the pattern. Let us follow the model. Let us follow the process of people who laid it out before us, who laid the template out before us and showed us not only what it was like to be the recipient of a gift, but to be the giver and the facilitator of a gift. Let's be for others what others have been for us. You want to make the holidays bright? You want to learn how to deal with pain and grief and sorrow over the holidays? Learn to be for other people what somebody else was for you. Let's honor people who are no longer, but continue to live through us. Let's let them live through us. All right. So let me see if I can just lighten the moment. So again, Linda, I'm so glad to see. I saw a reminder that Uncle John would have been 100 today, and here I am having this 100. When I tell you all, it gives me chills, but it excites me so much to think. That is going to be one of my claims to fame. That's gonna be one of my claims to fame. And so when some of my friends start talking about, oh, I was on YouTube and I got this, and I'm on this other social media platform, and I got and I'm gonna say, but did you have a 100-year-old follower? And they may say, I don't know. Did you? And I'm gonna say, oh, absolutely, yes, I did. Yes, I did. But let me just go to something. Maya Angelou wrote this poem about when great trees fall. And I think what I want to do is to turn this into an evening of poetry as we remember great people during the holidays. So sit back, go and get a cup of hot chocolate, a cup of tea, a cup of lemonade, a glass of water. Sit back and let's just sip libations and honor great people during the holidays. So, what I want to do this evening, I mentioned that Maya Angelou wrote this wonderful poem. The name of this poem is When Great Trees Fall. May I share that with you? I want to read that. Let's see if I can make sure I get it. Now, I didn't write this one. Dr. Maya Angelou wrote it, but what a beautiful poem it is. Listen to the words of this poem, When Great Trees Fall. When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder, lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses eroded beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with this kind of hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws on kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls, dependent upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their radiance, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. And when great souls die, listen to this hope. When great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Spaces fill with a kind of soothing, electric vibration. Our senses restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed. They existed. We can be, and be better, for they existed. All right. You all let me know what you think of that poem. It is such a powerful, powerful piece, such a piece of honor. And I couldn't help but share that. I couldn't help but share that. So y'all drop in the chat people who make the holidays bright. Again, they could be here, they may not necessarily be among us, but just write some of the names of people who make the holiday brighter. I'm just curious. Let's see. My mother, my mother's parents, my grandparents, my mother, and my children. Yeah, I absolutely love that poem. Did I ever tell you all? I don't know if I did. And this is just shooting from the hip talking this evening. I had the privilege once of meeting Dr. Maya Angelou, and it was when I was just on the onset of writing. I was in law school at the time, and I had flown to Washington, D.C., and she was in Atlanta where I'd gone to law school. So I missed the opportunity to hear her in Atlanta. As I was leaving Washington, D.C., she had flown into Washington, D.C., and I met her there at the airport. And when I saw her, she was tall and beautiful and stunning and regal and captivating and awe-inspiring, all of those words in a single second, in a single moment. That's who and what she was. And she saw me make eye contact, and she read my whole face. And I looked at her as if to say, is it okay if I approached you? And this is just through nonverbal communication. And this is the power of nonverbal communication. She looked at me and she nodded and she said, it is okay. I wish I could give her voice, but she nodded and she said, it is okay. So I walked up to her and I said, I missed you. I missed your presentation in Atlanta. I did not get a chance to hear you speak, and I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it. But what an honor it is to meet you here in the airport. You have truly inspired me to use words as weapons. You have inspired me to use words as comfort. And you have inspired me to use words as growth and regrowth and peace. And I was so thankful in that moment for meeting her. And I said, may I send you some of my writings? And she said, she asked me my name and she said, Mr. Kutzler, you honor me. And I said, oh my God, no, it is the absolute opposite. You honor me. But I get it. She was really saying how I paid honor and tribute to her. But what a wonderful soul she was. I sent her some of my poems. She read them and she responded, and I still have her written note back to me after all of these years. So I just thought I'd share that with you all. I also want to share this evening another poem, but this is a poem that I wrote. I think I've shared this before. I want to share this poem because I think when you live to see 100 years, you've seen some things. And I may end this evening's program with that. But I want to go over here and see, excuse me, I want to see who you all are saying have made your holidays wonderful. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you all for lifting our friend Paula and sending your condolences. That is beautiful of you all. But you all are such a beautiful, you all are such beautiful people. So thank you for that. You're sending your condolences and what have you. Let's see. And Paula thanks you. She thanks you in the comments. Let's see. Let's see. So you all are telling me. Let's see, my friends, aunts, cousins, and nephews. Tell me the people who make the holidays wonderful for you all. I'm just curious. I just want to see it. I just want to know, because this is your way of saying. And then listen, tell them I talked about you on social media. Go back and catch the man's broadcast. All right. There's another poem that I want to share with you all, and while it is not in one of my writings, I have done a copyright on this one, so I don't mind sharing it with you. But it is called Learning to Live Again. It's what I call a revival in life's classroom. Learning to live again, a revival in life's classroom. Because as I said earlier, sometimes life just be lifing. And it does what it does. And I want us to make sure that we're resilient enough and that we have enough resolve in us to make sure that that we can do life instead of life doing us. But as we're paying tribute, as we're paying honor, as we're remembering wonderful people over the holidays, then let's make sure if we're going to learn the lesson, let's learn the lesson, but not just learn it and hold it, but let's just learn it and teach somebody else. Learn how to teach somebody else what you learned. Let's teach somebody else what we've learned. Many of us, we've stood in the classrooms of life for many years and we've learned things. And we should be thankful for the shoulders that we stood on. We should be thankful for the classrooms that we stood in. We should be thankful for the teachers that we stood in front of, or those who stood in front of us. So let me just go into this poem. Y'all see, I'm just remembering people, great people over the holidays. So let's talk about this thing, learning to live again. And this is a poem that I wrote. A revival in life's classroom. We stood on fragile shoulders and souls that were worn. We stood not knowing that days ago we were born to bear, bend, and bounce back, but never to break. Not knowing how long it would take to dangle ourselves within ourselves and talk to ourselves for 3 days, 4 months, 6 years, while our tears dried for as long as it would take, while our enemies lied about what he didn't see in you or me. The enemy lied, but we stood brave, basked in the sun rays, walked along the water's edge, and considered the waves. We celebrated the waves that did not consume us or claim us, but the waves lifted and did not blame us for being heavy with life. We navigated the waves, yet we didn't sink. The uncertainty of the waves taught us to think, unthink, and rethink. We recall and we grow. We stand tall and now know that small stuff doesn't matter. To treasure the days that are our ladder, that starting early is a better choice. And even if it's late, we still have a voice. And while heartaches and challenges infiltrate our life, wisdom and strength will cloak us from strife. And we listen. Again, we listen. We listen again and learn again and believe again, and we laugh again and again. We laugh about why we stopped laughing, why we stopped learning, why we stopped hoping and believing in ourselves and our dreams. We laugh again at the fallacies, the flaws, the fraud, and the folks who told us to shut up and give up, told us we were out of time, so close your mind, told us to become complacent and to lose our patience, told us what we were too old, too hurt, too tired, too sad, too disappointed, too late, too scared, too jaded to see through the pain, and too distracted to see the enemy lied. That they told, that the enemy lied through the lies that they told. Truth be told, we were too much, too good, and too everything for them. So we laughed beyond the lies, and we lived beyond the lies. And we looked to the skies that gave us syncopated symphonies of hope. In the quarter notes of the raindrops, and the half notes of the birds chirping, and the full notes of babies exhaling and children inhaling, we looked to the skies that gave us rhythmic raptures of aromatic whispers of lavender and linen, peaches and strawberries, vanilla, and our favorite dinners. And we were winners because we dared to learn again. We learned how to know again, to grow again, to live again, see you again, be again. When we were 10 again, we learned how to be who we were before we had become anybody else. When we were discreet and discerning and intentional about our learning, when we would listen and express all the ways we have been blessed, when we would daydream and believe anything and receive anything that reminded us that we were enough, sufficiently enough, efficiently enough, proficiently enough to stop dying and start living. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy that. Indulge me for just one more moment as I share with you the final poem this evening, the one that I wrote for Miss Evelyn Louise Davis on the occasion of her 100th birthday. Paula D., this is for you, my friend, as we remember Miss Evelyn, and we say thank you again for sharing her with us. So I want to read this one. I want to share this one because at 100 years, she had seen some things. So I wrote this and I share this with you all. I've seen some things, all right? City things, neighborhood things, and not so good things. Up things, down things, and all around town things. I've seen things that made me laugh and things that made me cry, things that caused me to live and things that made me want to try again and again to be a friend of God's creation. I've seen recession and I've seen a Great Depression. I've seen us march and still not learn the lesson. I've seen Martin and Malcolm and I've cried about Emmett Till. I've seen us strive for better, but somehow we still just didn't overcome quite like we thought. I've seen war after war and soldiers that didn't come back. I've seen my people with an abundance after we had so much lack. I've seen us look like $1 million when we didn't have a dime. I've seen us forget where we came from and disrespected the gift of time that never seemed to be on our side. I've seen us hold our heads up when they changed our names. I've seen us despised despite all of our fame. I've seen us beam with great pride when we thought we were at our best. I've seen us in those moments and still considered less, even after we walked from the field to the hill. I've seen buildings that crumbled and markets that crash. I've seen struggles that lingered and pain that didn't pass. But I've seen treasures abounding with each blessed day. I've seen trials that ended because God made a way, way too many for me to count. I've seen generations of people that I thought I would never know. I've seen the seeds of my ancestors from so long ago. I've seen days filled with laughter and decades of good cheer. I've seen moments filled with magic, and I've watched love conquer fear over and over again. I've seen black turn to gray and gray turn to white. I've seen what was once called wrong somehow be made right. I've seen all kinds of inventions and humans in outer space. But the greatest thing I've ever seen is God's amazing grace. What a beautiful sound that still brings me to tears. I've seen about 100 years. Lord knows I've seen some things. I trust that you all enjoyed these poems. The last two were by me. The first one was by Dr. Maya Angelou. Let's remember great people over the holidays. Let's allow them to continue to live and still live through our hearts and our souls. And let's make sure that this holiday season, we are to others what others have been to us. Thank you for allowing me to come into whatever space you've allowed me to share, wherever it is. Thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, today is Tuesday. I will see you all Thursday. We have a couple more days. I'm just going to say hi to people. Let's say, people are popping in. And it's so good. Listen, we are remembering great people during the holidays. Yeah. And I said this to some people, and I'll say it to all of us. As we are dealing with emotions over the holidays, let's just deal with them. Some days you will cry, some days you will smile, some days you will do both, some days you will do neither, and it is okay. So let your emotions flow and know this. Let's just keep building community, maintaining connectivity, stay safe, stay sane, keep your heads up, keep your hopes up. I'm just saying hello to everybody that I'm seeing in the chat. I see Marissa, my friend, Tracy Johnson, Linda Martin, Paula D, Devin, Kunkel. Hey, Carter, all of you. It is so good, Linda. It is so good to see everybody. You all go and share the holidays and make great moments even out of painful memories. Now that's a lot. Make great moments even out of painful memories. Allow your loved ones to live through you. Yeah. Allow them to live through you. The love that causes that heartache and pain, share that love with somebody else so they may get to know the people who yet cause your heart to break. All right, listen, I love you all, and I will see you all in a couple days. We're going to talk about some stuff to bounce back after this heavy Thanksgiving meal that some of us had. And we're going to get it together. All right, now I have to tell you all about some things that are upcoming and some things that are on the horizon for me. I'm thankful for all of you all. Why? This is just one of those evenings that I don't want to leave, but I got to go. I got to go. I got to go, you all. Take care. Please know this. Please know this, that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I'm thankful for you. Make sure that the people in your life know that you love them, and let them know that you're thankful for them, and listen for them to let you know that they are thankful for you. I got to go. I'll see you all in a couple of days. All right. Take care. Until the next time I see you all, have a great evening. I'll see you the next time I see you. Bye.